Vareniam Vargo Devasya Dimai Dio Yona Prachodaya Om Bhurbuva Svaha Tatsavitur Vareniam Vargo Devasya Dimai Dio Yona Prachodaya Om Bhurbuva Svaha Tatsavitur Vareniam Vargo Devasya Dimai Dio Yona Prachodaya. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tat Padam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tat Padam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Bhurbuva Svaha Tatsavitur Vareniam Vargo Devasya Dimai Dio Yona Prachodaya Om Bhurbuva Svaha Tatsavitur Vareniam Vargo Devasya Dimai Dio Yona Prachodaya.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this Satsang with Mooji Baba. We're very happy to welcome everybody here, and also the many people joining us from all around the world for this amazing opportunity to be with Master in Satsang, Mooji Baba. May I ask, for those of you who are in the room here, how many of you are here for the first time, or meeting Mooji Baba for the first time in Satsang? Very nice. So what we often say to those of you who are here for the first time, it's usually a good opportunity to just be present and to not be in such a hurry to raise your hand to ask a question, and just to be in the presence here and soak it all in. Sometimes it's not to your benefit to hurry to ask a question. And actually right now I'd like to invite all of those of you who are outside to come on in and get settled down. There's still a little bit of space inside the hall. and satsang will begin very soon. Now we want you to know that today there is satsang being offered by live translation. For those of you in the room, you know about this already. And for those joining online, there's a flag that you can click on to listen to this satsang in your native language for the following languages: Portuguese, Italian, French, Spanish, Russian, and Turkish. So give that a try if you're interested in hearing your satsang, the satsang in your native tongue. So, about this satsang with Mooji Baba, it's just such a rare opportunity to meet a living master and to be able to bring your questions forward to him. And for those who are present in the room, your questions you're asking, you have this opportunity to ask on behalf also of those who are not present and don't have the opportunity to raise your hand. So it's really important that you bring forward your question for freedom, the one that will set you free and may benefit the most people here. It's not the time to bring domestic questions. And you can raise your hand and Mooji Baba will call on you. I believe we actually told you this earlier, those of you who are present. Now, one other piece of information we wanted to share. That's often after satsang there is a tea satsang, a break, and then a tea satsang. And in this day we'll let you know at the end of the satsang whether or not that will happen. We'll give you a sign. And if it does happen, there'll be a break of about 30 minutes and then we'll come back and the broadcast will continue at that time. For those meeting Mooji Baba, we want you to know that he's so happy to greet you just with Namaste, and to know that it's not necessary to touch his feet. And in fact, he prefers that you don't do this, and just to greet him with Namaste if you're called up. So thank you for your attention. Mooji Baba will be with us shortly.
Vasudevaya. Om, Om Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya.
Transcends all time. I am of the nature that transcends all space. I am of the nature that transcends everything. I am of the nature of truth. Om Namah Shivaya, Shiva Om. that is all pervasive. I am of the nature that is Brahman alone. I am of the nature that is pure awareness. I am of the nature of truth. Om Namah Shivaya.
Oh, Namaste. Welcome everyone to Satsang here in Monte Sahaja today. Lovely to see you all. It's good. And welcome also those who are joining us via broadcasting for today's Satsang. So, one Satsang field, we can say. So, big welcome for everyone. And good. Can you hear at the back? You're okay? Sure. Okay. What are we going to talk about today? You can come. It's very warm, isn't it, or something?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Think I ever really said thank you to you?
I'm sorry, what you said?
I don't think I ever really said thank you
Oh, okay.
to you.
Thank you.
and I don't know if I can. It's I don't know how I can say thank you enough.
I thought you just did. What's happened? What are you thanking for? Hmm?
For peace inside.
Sure.
And happiness.
Mm-hmm.
And all this love. And thank you for Sahaja, for making a place that feels like home. Really feels like home.
Good.
When I came here the first time some years ago, it was just like I realized that I never felt at home before. And to find a place like that, it just proved something inside that I knew it had to be like that, and that it's true.
Yes. Actually, Sahaja means natural state. Literally, in Sanskrit, Sahaja means natural state. And natural state means a state that is natural for everyone, actually. And this naturalness points to something also inside. You use the word happiness, and peace, and joy, this type of thing. These are huge. I would say everyone is searching in their own way for happiness. And the happiness, I hope, that is stable, not just a fleeting feeling of happiness. We all know the momentary taste of happiness, even of peace and joy, they come and go. Like almost everything else in life is coming and going. Is that it? That everything is just coming and going? Has to be that there must be something that is not coming and going. If happiness is true, there must be a happiness that doesn't just come and go. It must be a happiness that is inherent to your being, meaning it's natural state. One's natural state is happiness, joy, peace. That's why we are here, I take it. Not to have a sample of it. Sample we have had, everybody has had. Even people with bad intention has moments of happiness, moments of peace, and joy, and all of this. But is there such a thing as unbroken peace and happiness? By unbroken, I would mean that a peace that is so deep, so broad, that there is space within it, even for sadness or other expressions can happen in it, but don't remove it. It remains here always. Possible?
Yes. It's a little question because I've come here for many years and then I have to go back. And you always say that you should be like a sponge and just let it come in. And I feel like I am like a sponge. And when I come here, it seems so easy, then everything just becomes very warm and bright just by being here. I also feel that every time I go back, after a while, it's like I'm also a sponge there, and so I absorb noisy
Let's
things.
take that, if that was true, that we all have this chameleon quality. So wherever we go, it's as though we take on the background of that place. Suppose that was so. So that when you are in some place, a lot of excitement, you get excited. When you go to a place, if there's sadness, you also feel sad. Another place you go adventurous, you feel adventurous. Another place you go very devotional, you feel devotional. If it were like that, suppose it were like this also. And I don't feel I've met anybody who is so content in that state. It's common state for many people, most probably. But what I'm pointing to is that however often the states change or they come and go, there is an awareness of them, of their movement. Can I say like this? Whether you are new to satsang or not, I am pointing to something that it bypasses whether you are new or not. Everything that we see on this side of the eyes is changeful, comes and goes, isn't it? Isn't there awareness of all these changes? We experience them, they happen for a short time, good or bad, bitter or sweet, they come and go. This unending flow, this traffic of sensations, feelings, thoughts, emotions, coming and going, isn't it? Are they not all perceived, observed by something or some space that itself is not coming and going? Would I be true in saying that? Yeah. So if we can start there, then already from the very first a person standing up, we might be getting somewhere. Because we are not going to keep talking about what you're seeing, because the movie of what you're seeing is constantly playing, it's coming and going. We only have a break because of sleep. Seems like as soon as the waking state comes, something is in gear, and the functioning of perception and experiencing is just an ongoing movement. Okay? Even there is a knowing of that. There's a witnessing of all these things that come and go. They come and go. That which is observing their comings and goings of emotions and thoughts, memories, feelings, all of that, all that is perceivable. That which is perceiving them, my question to you, is that coming and going also? If everything is coming and going, isn't it worth to take a little look towards that which observes them, which itself is not coming and going? So let's stop talking about the things that are coming and going for a moment, and let's look at the space that perceives them, but we have just said it itself is not coming and going. Can it itself be perceived? Is that too difficult a question? A little feedback would help, no? Is that too difficult a question, unreasonable a question? If everything that you're seeing, you know, memories, we speak about memories. Why? Because it's gone, it's past. Yeah? And future, nobody knows anything about future. We hope. We don't really know. Even someone like a Nostradamus, his name, one who said they know the future, he doesn't know all the future, get some sense of some kind of thing. But he doesn't know how he's going to feel in the morning when he gets up. You probably know, yes, in 15 years, this is going to... Tomorrow morning, what you're going to feel like in the morning, you don't know. So now nobody knows future in that way. And even the past that we feel, okay, you cannot change the past. Actually, the past is a very, very subjective experience also. Because the past sometimes is remembered with a lot of sentiment and so forth. It's perhaps not even as it really was. We keep changing it. I know with myself, I keep changing it also. Yes, I did this, oh yeah, and this thing and so on. So nothing is so reliable in this. But that which perceives them, past, future, even present, I'm asking a little bit about that. if we stop talking about the things that we perceive to come and go, and just look now at that space in which they are perceived, that awareness itself. What is this like? Can there be an awareness even though there's nothing particularly to perceive? You see? Or is there only awareness or consciousness when there's something to look at? Can there be just that by itself? Like it's not carrying anything, it's not holding anything, just this by itself. How far away from you is that? Quiet in the house, you. Okay, how far away from you is that? That ability or that dimension in which things are seen. Everything, not just special things, anything, even a fly, a mosquito, anything is seen in that, is perceived in that. But that itself is what? Has anyone considered it?
It must be I because it's I that see.
Hmm?
It must be I because it's I that see it.
It must be yourself. What is it like if you don't tell the story of the senses, the projections, the memories? If we were only to be aware of awareness itself, now you can do. Is life only about the things that come and go? No. What is it like? Just the awareness, the space in which the theater of consciousness is playing out. What is this like? Just the awareness itself. You can try now and see. Someone here say peace is here. Space. Peace. Silence? And something else? Huh? Energy. Alive.
Being asleep to one's own world.
What?
Being as if you are asleep to your own world.
Okay.
There is perception, but there is an underlying...
So he's saying that there's perception happening there, but not focusing on the object of perception. What about the subject of perception? What is actually here, in this place? Is it a person? Oh, I'm surprised. Very good. Not a person. A person is also a functioning, is also something perceived also. For many, it has been what we are. We're a person. But although a person is actually a form of consciousness, it's a very, very limiting state. I'm not asking now about the person, but that in which the person itself is seen. You see? Is it worth our attention to look at that? Because we can keep talking and sending emails and postcards about the things that we keep seeing. But what can you say about the thing which you really cannot really see, not directly? We are aware of it, but you cannot see it because, is it an object? No. Are you an object? Slow down. Are you an object? Sometimes in satsang I'm asking, are you an object in front of the lens of perception, or behind the lens of perception? Or both? Behind. So anything that you can see then, if you are behind the lens of perception, then everything that is in front of the lens of perception are only appearances. They come and go. They are belonging to the traffic that comes and goes. Where can we put the person in all of this? It's okay we talk like this or not? Oh, good. Where is the person? Before, in front of, or behind the lens of perception?
In front.
In front of. In front of, okay. Watched by what? Don't throw words at me, you know? If you're going to answer, stand with your words. Huh? Okay. Okay, okay. You must be the answer. Don't give me an answer only. An answer is only like, okay, another word, another concept, soon to be also gone. If it is only in your mouth, if it's only in words, that too is also soon gone. I'm rather asking that you pay attention, you see. That even as the thoughts arise in you, as the words appear on your lips, they are also seen by that which does not speak. Would I be right in saying this? You see? Yes. So here you must feel and verify, confirm, is this so, or are we just imagining this also? Life cannot simply be the things you're looking outside at. It must be how what you're looking at is perceived here. Your experience is something very internal. And often, I would say, a very unique thing. If I were to give one book, 10 books, or wait, 10 people, exactly the same book, and ask you, let's meet in a few days and tell me what you feel about this book. Are you all going to say exactly the same thing? No, but the book is exactly what it is. But our way of perceiving and experiencing it is going to be very unique, shaped by conditioning, perhaps. May even be shaped by whether you're a man or a woman, or how old you are, which part of the world you were born, and all these things may contribute to the unique way that we perceive things. You see? And we will know the difference between what you think and what someone else thinks. There's awareness of that also. I am particularly interested in the awareness itself, because so little importance is given to this. Everybody is complaining how difficult life feels, how much they want to find something that is really, truly lasting and beautiful, and not able to find. So what about today? We can take a look. That which is perceiving all these things, is it spending a lot of energy? Does it exhaust itself in perceiving things? No. When I speak to you, your sense of yourself, is that different from this? Is your sense of self in front of this awareness, or at the place of the awareness itself? Don't know.
I often find it in front, and then I remember, then it sort of comes back.
So even if you say, I often find it in front, but then I remember, and then it comes back, isn't both the sense of in front and coming back also seen from this place? Did it move? Did it reverse? No. So, as I'm saying, if just for a few moments we suspend the story of what we're seeing, and just to be in that place where seeing, even the function of seeing, even the function of perception is also perceived. Have I gone too far? Okay. So in asking this question, have I given you an unbearable task? Simply to focus on just the awareness itself. Can I give you a difficult one? Who are you who will be focusing on the awareness itself? Please, let's try. Who, if I say, bring the attention to the awareness itself, who receives that instruction exactly? Something in front of the awareness? Anyhow, it works. Huh? Somehow, in saying, bring the attention only to the awareness now, and not to the sense of the person doing something, having a life, having a story. We know that that story can keep going on. You see? Why does that story keep going on also? Yes. Why it goes on? Because also there's interest in it. And the interest in it, that's the fuel for that story. It will keep going on. Like we say, if you build a shelf here, you'll find something to put on it. If you have a story or something, develop something, you'll have the interest to keep creating and following it. The interest and identity that we hold on to as what we are, we supply interest to this version of ourselves. But now I'm saying, but even that is also perceived. By what is it perceived? You see? And I don't just want a conceptual answer. Allow the question to drop inside a little bit. What is perceiving even the person, the sense of person? I'm asking this question because largely the way that we interact in our daily life is at the basis, on the basis of, or at the level of personhood. Would you agree or not? That we seem to automatically, without any effort, we slip into the costume of personhood. It seems as though we have to do it. It seems as though it's unavoidable. Everybody wakes up into personhood, moves in your day in personhood, go to bed in personhood, but in deep sleep you're nobody. Or something like that. No? So, are we compelled into personhood and we have no choice? Or is by asking you if the person itself can be seen, that which sees the person, is that a person? No. Cannot be described. Does that mean it doesn't exist? No. Okay. Of what importance is talking like this? Any importance at all? Because we speak about, everyone here probably have different story. How they came to be here, where they came from, who they consider themselves. We have all different stories. Speak different languages also. But what if you were told that we all speak the same language, and that language is consciousness? And that French and Italian and German and so on are just translations of consciousness. Let's leave it there for a moment. Let's go back to just this space. Let's be conscious of it, actually. In which the senses and their functioning and the intentions of the mind and identity is playing inside and is being perceived. If you are not going to follow the story of the person and their life and projections and so on, but just put some attention only on the consciousness or awareness, you may call it, that is here. How long will it be? What are you perceiving as you do this? What are you perceiving if you're not in the story, but simply in the ambient, in the place, in that intelligent field in which innumerable sensations come and go? What is your perception? What is your experiencing? The beingness is enjoying itself, you say. No hurry, no hurry. Just be with it. Is anyone keeping it up? Does it require your support? No. Let's keep just looking. And look, but don't create. Don't imagine. Just be. You don't have to suppress the senses. They can also be functioning according to their natural law. You're here. I believe you say you're not merely the person, because the person is also something perceivable that seems to come in and out of focus. Right now, are you being personal? Okay, so if anything personal comes, it has a particular vibration about it that is perceived. But we're not going to go with that right now. We're only in the space in which the sensations come and go. In that space which I call awareness itself. You're here. How does it feel to be here? Alert, someone say. Neutral, someone say. Another one says, now. Okay? Natural. Home. Pure light, you say? Light, pure light. Rest. Okay. Are these good things? Yeah. How much effort are you spending right now to perceive these? None. Okay. Why you don't stay here? It's just a question. I mean, why we don't stay here? Or can't we stay here? Let's slow down a little bit. Why we don't stay here? We say it's peaceful, it's light, it's neutral, home, happy. Why you don't stay here? Huh? We what? We edit. We're addicted to experiencing, she said. We're addicted to experiencing. Is this also an experience?
Yes.
Does it change? Let me keep asking for a moment. This that we're now just speaking about, does it come and go? Does it change? Does it grow old? No? Is it natural? Why you don't enjoy it? Why we don't stay? Or do we have to stay? Who are we who come and go from here? Conditioning. So conditioning come and go. Would you say, or what? Oh, so she says that conditioning makes us somehow go. Okay? Us who go is what? Slow down. Us who go says conditioning, because my question was, why we don't stay here? It seems pretty nice, no? Without doing anything, you're happy, peaceful, neutral, open, soft, kind, light, wonderful. I ask why you don't stay. So you say, well, conditioning compels us to go out. Okay? Whatever goes out, is it not perceived also? From the same place where the happiness is?
The attention goes out. We always are here.
Okay, so the attention goes out. So even attention, one of our most intimate and powerful tools. Why? Because wherever attention goes and whatever it touches, we are calling that experience. Okay? So even when the attention go, isn't that also perceived? My attention is gone actually. Sometimes people say, no? I can't concentrate, my attention is really running all over the place. That means that is also perceived, isn't it? From where? Isn't it from same place here? Isn't it good to know this? So even the attention goes out, and the attention going out, it is so intimate because we even call this attention I. When the attention is going out, running about, you say, I am restless. But the attention is restless. Who is the I? Is the I in the place of the observer, observing these things? Could we place the I in the same place as the awareness itself? Would that be wrong? No. Okay. So the person also say I, and the person goes, and is watched to go. The personal, meaning the personal feelings, the person's ideas, they come and go. They play within, they come and go, and are watched to come and go by this, which we also say has no real name. Where are you in the light of our talking now? Are you the thing which comes and goes, or that which observes coming and going?
50-50.
You don't know. Somebody says, I don't know. Yeah. Even the feeling I don't know is also perceived. Let's again put the attention, if we want to, say like this. Right at the place of the awareness itself. So whether active or passive, both are perceived. Is true or not? So even in the most powerful pulsations of the mind, tsunami mind, is it seen or not? Is there tsunami in the place of the seeing? Is this really your experience? All the time? Okay. So sometimes it may take a while because, like some reflex, attention by habit goes to the crime scene, goes to the energy, goes to the movement. It's true or not? No? And we have the sense that, oh, I don't know what to do, I'm lost, and you forget that that is perceivable. In the instant, it is recognized that sensation with all of its dance and is perceived. Do you have to walk back to your original place? No. What happened? The fact that it is perceived means you are in your original place. Is good to know this or not? Yes. Good.
Can you come and tell me that when the tsunami is going on?
Well, will you listen?
But it's like it's so easy that I don't believe it. It's like I need you to tell me.
Yes, maybe for a time. Maybe for a time, because we are not accustomed. The habit is just to go. Wherever some noise, when the mind goes, we go, okay, sorry, gotta go. And we're gone. Sometimes we don't even say, excuse me, we're just gone, okay? Isn't it? And you don't notice that you notice. You see, isn't it? So this is, I feel, important looking, isn't it? No? So you say, yes, I need you to tell me that when the tsunami is going on. But you can begin, even as you are now, because attention is called to this, to pay attention to this, to give a few moments to looking and confirming, is this true or not? Or are we simply imagining these things? I am merely pointing it out, you see. In this place where even the functioning of perception is perceived. Who is with me? Yes. Okay, weak on this side. So again, are we able to say that even the functioning of seeing, that even seeing is seen? Is it possible to say like this? Yeah? You see? So something must be able to acknowledge, yes, it's true, that even that is seen. In the place where that is seen, you see, what is happening here? Nothing happening. Is that a disappointing discovery? No. So, in answer to your question or request, I would say just keep confirming even the small things, whatever is coming and going. The habit is that the attention runs out to it, runs this way, reporting about what is going on. But from the real place, nothing is going on. You see? Keeping confirming this over and over again corrects the bad habit of feeling that it is you who go. If you stay with it, if it resonates with you, and you keep looking and confirming, gradually what happens is that you stop hemorrhaging energy to the things which are momentary, coming and going. And everything stays right here. Your energy field is not broken. You're simply here. So in the day that the forest of the mind bursts into flames, you are not touched. And this is your training, you may say. and a training that becomes more enjoyable. It's enjoyable to feel your expansiveness. It's enjoyable to feel that there's something growing into truthfulness. It's enjoyable to feel and to come to a point where it becomes a natural conviction within yourself that what you are is timeless or eternal. If someone merely teach you this, you perhaps will not grasp it. But if you pay attention to this which is unmoving, rather than the things which are always moving, you will come to that natural conviction. Actually, you will even go beyond conviction. It is not simply by saying, I am not what I see, I'm not what I see, I'm not, don't turn it into a mantra necessarily like this. It is actually understanding and confirming, but I cannot be that. It is coming and going. If I was that, then when it went, I would also be gone. But I'm here to watch its appearance and disappearance. Who or what can I be? Not merely just ideas now. Experience and prove. It's very easy to feel some resistance or laziness here. It is part of the mind's conditioning. You see, we have a lot of energy for foolish things also. But for that which reveals your true nature, do you like this? Huh? Which is also perceived. Does it matter? Does it have any power that we're saying, but all these things are perceived? That which sees everything, listen please, that which perceives everything, all your life you have been perceiving and making some record, pressing save, delete, save, replay. We've been doing, okay? No one else is really deeply contributing to your movie, okay? That which is perceiving everything, every sensation. Even there are some sensations which are so subtle, there are no names for them. Still they are perceived in your consciousness. So that which is perceiving everything, which sees everything, okay? Can that itself be perceived? That which sees everything. And by seeing, I don't mean only the visual seeing, perceiving as in the feeling, sensing, knowing, being. That which is behind it, can that itself be perceived directly? Please look and try. And if it can be perceived, by what can it be perceived? By another? Does it have a story? Does it have parents? Does it have a seeing diploma? No. So, what is it if I say that which is perceiving everything, where is it? Where is the location of that which perceives inside and outside simultaneously? Where is the location of it? And what about you? Where are you in all of this? Are you object of perception or subject of perception? It is mostly through habit why we place ourselves as in the position of an object of perception. It is fine, but it is not fine if you are not also the subject of perception. You follow or not? Yes. If you are only a leaf blown about by the wind, but what knows this leaf being blown by the wind? Another leaf? Somehow within the blown leaf must be something which is not blowable, not moving, not subject to the movements of the wind. In you, you're asking now, like this, what happens during the tsunami? Tsunami means crisis moment. Crisis moment. Intense experiencing. In those moments, we tend to panic. Panic is also perceivable. But maybe in that intensity of emotional roller coaster or whatever, no? Our ability to perceive, is it diminished? Necessarily? Why is it then that we feel somehow, not now, I'm all caught up in the noise of the mind? We identify. The strength of our identity with the body-mind determines the strength of your ability, or corresponds with the strength of your ability to perceive it. They directly relate. If you're strongly identified with your body-mind functioning and personal identity, you will feel unable to witness it and stay out of that noise. Many beings, through their practice, you may say, also, but largely through understanding, which is what I'm presenting to you. Through understanding, they come to recognize their correct position in this, and they honor it. They begin to honor it. What do I mean by honoring it? They pay attention to that. They're very keen to observe this movement and to see, whoa, I'm watching this. And maybe after a while of watching it and not identifying with it, you lose interest in it also. And if you lose interest in a thing, it doesn't get registered in consciousness anymore. Which effectively mean, experientially, it didn't happen. Now, we can say we are editing maybe the things that we don't like, we try and get rid of them, and the things we do like, we try and keep them. But even if that were true, the one who wishes to keep or to get rid of is also perceivable. Who feels to give some attention to this from now? That is pretty good. Because if indeed you do this, the fruit of your looking, you will never be disappointed with. If you obey your hand, okay, and say, okay, from now I want to get that. This is really interesting. I'd like to sit with it more, and really try to understand what is happening here. Because in the past, I feel I'm very easily distracted. Some people, even Satsang, they say, I'm very easily distracted. Somebody says something and I'm really right in the middle of that story. Or I'm really here and someone clink, clink, and something is gone. Well, for you also, you can do this. You can watch that sense of going and see that which observes the sense of going. Did that go? And find out what happened. And such a joy, such a silence, such a stillness, such a steadiness is discovered, you see. And tremendous confidence come also. That you can keep on like this and transcend all this negative, influential noise that we entertain. We entertain that. We are very complacent with many bad habits, and they can quickly be overcome, actually. So many wonderful things await you. So many wonderful things await you, meaning that we are not accessing the great part of our potential also. We don't know anything about it. But in starting here, paying attention, learning to observe, and I can tell you that there are now a few people who have been sharing these things in prisons around the world now. And prisoners, many of them, are going, wow, wow. I thought I had no control over that. But just the ability to observe and not to be pulled into the reaction, that even now actions, reactions, interactions are observable. And I find in the midst of all this, I am still. You know what that means? That there are prisoners locked up in jail, maybe much more free than you. You surprised? That people, that the bodily restrictions, even sometimes it even amplifies their inner freedom. So simply keep checking in. We are recording this talk today. It's free for you to listen to. Try and apply that to yourself and look. And you see, but is that true? I mean, it's just something come and go. Even you don't have to spend so much time trying to prove if it's true or not. You can. It tells you it's not true. You stay put. Get used to your own stillness. Get familiar with that natural state of emptiness, meaning empty from the noise of life. Be aware of yourself in this way. And from just being silent, without being silent, you discover silence. You don't make silence. Many wonderful things are waiting to reveal themselves in you. And it keeps expanding. And yet, this expandingness is also taking place against the background of unchanging awareness at the same time. A paradox you may only experience. I said it's a paradox that the truth of it, you must experience it. If you only think about it, it doesn't make sense. That's what many people do. But I'm hoping that you will take it and look. Look for yourself. Because simply in this, if you've chosen this, of course, you know, your bad habits and the mind is going to rebel against what we are sharing, actually. It is as though something, some power within us, doesn't want to go in the direction of elevating the consciousness. but rather to keep you in the level of personhood. That in 6 years, you maybe have a beard, you may be a bit older, more wrinkles, but you've not really grown internally. Maybe our growth is mostly external. But here, your real growth is internal, meaning you're discovering your inner life. Inner life means, doesn't say that you have to give up outer life. That can go on. You can still have your job, follow your religion, follow your practice, do whatever. But internally, somehow, something is deepening in a way that nothing external can give you this joy, this peace. And it's not a peace that you will have or collect or keep. It is synonymous with your own being. I'm sorry I used your question, innocent as it is, to launch this big attack on you. No, but it's very good, because I think all that you ask is in my response, but also to spread it for everyone that you can see. Thank you. Good, 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 good. I want to tell you something about your questions also, because I don't know if you've heard anything like this before, but sometimes your questions, okay, if they're just coming from the mind, they will cheat you. Because even in a moment like this, instead of somehow absorbing and digesting what you're seeing, the mind says, yeah, I want to ask this question, I want to ask this question. And you keep a question in your mind, and you miss everything that's being said. Because you want your chance for your question. Sometimes people say, I've got 2 questions. I say, no, I'll take 1. Because while I'm answering your first question, you're trying to remember what your second question is, and you miss everything of what I say. Everyone else will take something from the response except you. So if you want to ask a question, I like it that you at least comprehend or grasp what I've been pointing to, and then you can put your question. See, your hand is still up. Okay, you come. You put no? Okay. Hello.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm very happy I'm here.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I need to say thank you, because I don't know how many thank you should I say. It feels. Thank you so much. Really, thank you. Yeah, I'm so happy. I was waiting that for 1 year to see you and say thank you. I was sending so many letters, and I decided I come just to say thank you. I don't want to risk it, and
it's very good. It's very good.
I'm so happy. Can I come close to you and just make sure that I'm not dreaming?
Okay, you can come. Hi.
Thank you so much.
You don't want to pinch her?
Thank you so much.
Very good. thank you too.
No, I thank you. I'm so lucky, and I know there are so many people which don't know, and oh, okay. Last year, my friend sent me your video.
Yeah.
It was my mother's birthday. And then it was 3 of June. Next month will be 1 year. And then I saw the video and I just realized that I was living in a fake reality for so many years. And I know that I have a long road, but at least I know something. Thank you so much.
Yes. You know, if you have grasped what I've just been sharing, no? Even the sense of a long road will not mean so much. You're right here, I don't want to... it's the mind that puts us on so many journeys. But if you can come to that place where you're seeing, this is a tree that bears immediate fruit. This is a tree that immediately gives fruit. Meaning that even today, as you're looking and observing, you are already inside. You are already inside. I shared before something that the great poet Saint Rumi, he said, no? I often say this because I like it so much, it's so true. He says, knocking at a door, I've been knocking at the door when suddenly it opens. I have been knocking from inside. I'm knocking at the door. Why knocking at the door? Let me in, let me in. Tum, 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 tum. The door opens and he realized, oh, I'm already in. And the realization of the self is like that. We, because of conditioning and life, think you're outside. But, so this knocking is very important because it's the beginning of breaking up a delusion. Because we feel we are separated and left outside, this sadness can come, you see. But now your knocking is because graces help you knock on this door. You had to knock, and the door had to open for you to realize where you are. You see? So this thing is like that, You say, yes, I know I have a long way to go. Let's see. Maybe not so long. You see?
You're so good.
No.
Yes, you have no idea. It's just, I'm so, you make me go back to God. You really,
Yes.
It's just, so many people don't know. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm saying 100 times, thank you. I have nothing else to say.
Is amongst things to say, that's one of the best. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Really, thank you.
Good. Thank you. Okay.
Namaste, Mooji.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Connor. Yes. I have been thinking about my question. I know what you were saying, but it's a question I've had for like 40 years.
Okay. It's not so unusual, but 40 years is a long time to have.
I know. Okay. I can do the invitation and feel peace.
Yes.
And I don't feel joy like I have at some other spontaneous times. But what I just felt now, after I heard the first question, was something that's been with me on and off for my whole life, and it's this unreality feeling. It just seems like nothing's real, and it's like, okay, you have to witness it, and I feel like I can't witness it because I don't know, it doesn't seem, and then I read you or heard you say that you had that, and you looked at your hands, and they were, and I don't think you panicked over it, but I panic over it. I don't like that feeling. It scares me.
If I could ask you, when you say like nothing seems real, do you have a sense of what is real? What should real feel like? You say nothing if you know that nothing I see, nothing seems real. Then what is real? Because you must have a sense of what is real to feel nothing else feels real.
Oh. Okay, wait a minute. Even that stuff that we say that the world is not is an illusion and all that. We're not
Yes.
talking about that, right? Wait. Yes, I guess I can see what's real when I feel what's unreal. And then it seems like, it also seems like a lot of times when I do the invitation and I sit there, of being aware, sometimes I just start feeling like a blob. I don't feel like a person. I just feel, and sometimes that doesn't bother me so much. I don't like it, but then sometimes I get I guess this tsunami comes with it, like, oh my God, you know.
Okay, let's start from the place of the invitation then for a moment, no?
Okay.
Because you say you listen to the invitation and you comply, listen, and the questions that are put, you're able to, you found answers coming?
Yes.
Yes. So the answers come, and then the invitation is finished. So then either if you're listening, you can take off your earphones, put them down. Or if you're reading the book, you close the book, you put it down. And now what? What's left?
Well, usually I can stay there for a while. You mean stay in the self?
No, just what's left. If the invitation is finished, you just finish, put it down. And now what's remaining now? What's here? Who are you here?
I guess I'm the self. Am I? Am I? Wait. Yes, I am the self that observes.
How do you feel at the end of the invitation?
I usually feel peaceful.
Very peaceful.
Peaceful.
Yes. Until
I don't. Or the mind will call me back. I'll get my attention on something.
Yes.
And so I don't stay there.
Yeah.
I have had experiences where
actually that's not quite true. What I mean, it is true in a way because we are used to that. But you say at the end of the invitation you feel very peaceful. It's natural. Are you doing anything to be peaceful?
No, I'm just not putting my attention on.
Yes. On
the
anything.
ego things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just by not putting the attention on the ego things, no, you're left as you are, something very peaceful. You are not exerting any energy to stay peaceful. It's just there. It's right or not?
Right,
the peace is
right.
just there. Okay, you say joy is not there. Well, I say peace is fine. Let's start with peace, okay? You feel very peaceful. Peace and happiness are not different. Peace and happiness are not different. I'm not saying, not excitement, but there's a peace. It's very pleasant, isn't it? Is it or not?
Yes.
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 So then you say, but I ask you how long it lasts, and you say, until the mind comes and call me back, say, hey, come here, let's, and then you go back, what? Into identity. Then you feel you've left your peaceful place. That's one way we can put it, no?
Right.
But when, you see, the only way that you can disturb yourself in, or be disturbed, is when you go back into personhood. Like all problems, as you experience them, they are personal. The problem is not in the problem is in the person. You understand? The problem is in the mind of the person, you see. When you're pulled into the state of personhood, you're still in a state of consciousness, but it's like the weakest link. The person is one of the weakest links of consciousness. It is consciousness, but it's so narrow, it's so insecure, it's so quickly insecure, selfish, fearful, all these things come, okay? They are not natural to you. These are not natural attributes of yours, you see? They come with the person package. Personhood and these kind of selfish tendencies, insecure, they go together. Previous to that, in your state of peacefulness, these things don't touch you. You're here. But there's something comes and it presses that button that jerks you back into the state of, the sense of personhood. You didn't do that, you forgot to do this, and come on, you got to go. And you re-identify, or some re-identification happens. But look what happens now. Because we spoke about this earlier with the first question that came, when I say that, is that observable or not? Now that we talked a bit before, this state that we are speaking about, that the mind comes and pulls you back into personhood, okay? Is that observable or not? Yes. Yeah. This is what is different now. And this, if you pay attention to it, is going to make a huge difference to the way that you are experiencing. You see? Because you're able to see, you see, almost like a reflex, you're pulled into that, and it's as though you forget that you are peaceful. Yeah. Now you're back into some kind of noisy state.
It just happened again.
And it will keep rolling to the next noise, and there's another noise around the corner, let's go there, and another noise around the corner, it will just keep running like this. When you get more accustomed to observing these things, it maybe happen once, but the next step probably something gets pulled back into observing again, and you cut the juice that goes to this distraction, you see.
You say, even though if everything feels unreal, I can still observe it.
Yes.
Even though
well, the fact that you say it feels unreal is coming out of an observation.
Okay, but why does it frighten me if I'm just observing it then? Oh.
Because as yet you're still observing it from the place of personhood rather than from the place of consciousness. This is the difference. You see, the person also has the capacity to observe. The difference is that the person observes with self-interest. If this is good for me, I don't like that, I want to. It's a different kind of observing, you see. It's polluted. It's not clean. When you observe from the place of consciousness, you see, your field is much wider. You see, that means when you can observe the person also, and you can say, I can see this, all this personal noise, you are automatically beyond the person. You're in the place of consciousness. You follow or not? Yes. You can put it to the test and see. At the moment, this little reaction, this reflex, this kind of habit is still playing out, but you're going to catch it, you see? That you're in a peaceful place, the mind comes up and goes, yeah, but what about so-and-so? And you go, oh, no. And it's as though you exchanged your peace for a state, a mental state, an emotional state, or something. Identity comes, you see? If that experience took place again, and you see, okay, fine, you start to find yourself looking busy and trying to search for your address book and so on, you have the capacity to just say, wow, hang on a second, whoa, I'm running around like a busy bee now, or something. No? But that's just I'm just running with the mind here. And just dismount. And you find, but I'm just here observing that. And right there it loses power if you do this. Otherwise it just keeps bouncing off other things, and then you're back into a state that you're quite accustomed to, which is a state of identifying.
Why does it seem so hard to observe this feeling of an unreality?
Yeah.
Because I can observe if I'm feeling anger or all sorts of emotions.
Yes.
I can see that.
Yes.
But this one seems to just take me over.
Which one?
This unreality feeling. This feeling like...
You see, you use very strong words when you say it takes you over.
Yeah,
you see,
okay.
I'm going to challenge that. I don't think it takes you over. It may maybe seem like it takes over, but that's the sensation being itself watched. If you pay attention to you, the watcher, rather than the thing watched, that chemistry will change. And it will change immediately. Should I say again?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you at the moment what happens is that a kind of noise, a play comes up, and the energy of your attention goes to that and gets entangled in that. And you have the sense that, oh no, I was so peaceful a few minutes ago and now I'm all in this thing, lots of noise, okay? If the next time this comes up again, where your attention is pulled into personhood or into the noise of the mind or something, instead of paying attention to what the noise wants and all under identity, by being in that, if you were to pull back, it's going to be easier now because I've told you about it more, you see? Hang on a second, but I can observe this also. If you put the attention on the observer, rather than the thing observed, it will cut the juice that's feeding that tendency, that bad habit. And it will keep you finding, whoa, you rescued yourself from that noise. It's like you're learning to win yourself back from these situations that seem to pull you into distorted senses of perception.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so this is real, right? Kind of.
Well, okay, we can talk about that.
No, I don't. Okay, I shouldn't have said that.
Real,
but I'm just saying, just keep trying to watch it, even though it colors my vision. You know what I mean? The way things look.
Not just watch it. Please listen now. Not just watch it, whatever the it. I think you're speaking about the things in life. Not just watching it, but also pay attention to who you're claiming yourself to be watching it. Because if in the watching you're merely a person watching, you see, that person can also be watched. Put him up there all among the other things too.
Okay.
You see,
Yeah, that makes...
when the watching is empty of identity, that observing is pure. When the observer is contaminated by personhood, your observing is distorted. You say, but this is not real. You say, I don't feel it's real. Okay? As long as we are looking and experiencing our life from the position of personhood, your perception is not reliable, even to yourself. It will keep changing. You see? But we all do it. We are accustomed to it. because that possibility is in us, is one of the ways that the great consciousness wants to play. It wants to experience being a person also. But somehow it seems to get stuck into personhood. You see? That everything, all your life is about your person and your relatives and your friends and your enemies and so on. No? But as you move more deeply from the place of beginning to observe these things, you're moving into a deeper inner inwardness. And that perception is much more beautiful, more harmonious. The tendency to project begins to calm down. You're seeing things more without your conditioning and without your projection. You see, your field of perception becomes more harmonious, naturally, not you harmonizing anything. It is harmonious anyway, but the person perceives disharmoniously. They are not perceiving things as they are. Someone once said, I am not seeing the world as it is. I am seeing the world as I am. There's a very big truth there.
Okay.
According to our conditioning, that is the way, that's how you're seeing life. It's like each conditioning is like putting on some green glasses and the whole world looks green. You say, oh, the world is so green. I said, no, somebody over here is wearing yellow glasses. No, it's very yellow. And then they start to fight about it. Okay? So how to remove all these glasses? I wouldn't even focus on removing the glasses. I say, pay attention, right? The one who is looking through these filters, what color is it? You see? The mind is like a prism. You understand? It's like a prism. The pure light of consciousness is colorless. When it hits the prism of the mind, all these rainbow of colors are coming. And that is the life that we're seeing, and so diverse and full of interpretations. This is the world you see. The one who sees can see both the clear light and the rainbow colors. They understand from this place. You are going to be one of them.
Thank you.
You see, the world does not value this emptiness, because the emptiness that the mind perceives is like it's nothing, it's rubbish. You're nothing. So on. But the one who really sees and becomes empty of the rubbish itself, you see, to the extent that if I say, are you empty or full? They are both and neither. You see, only that one whose vision is internalized can fully grasp the subtlety of that mystery. If you use just the cold mind, you will not catch him. You see? We must somehow move from person to presence, from presence into absolute and pure awareness. This is the evolution of consciousness. From the state of personhood, it is a very unreliable state. It would be great if as many of us can move beyond this state now. We have spent enough time here in the state of just personhood, when all the while the perfect consciousness is in your heart is the truth. Would that not be sad if you don't wake up to this? You see? And even as you start, even the very first steps into it, so to speak, already are just... Some people, at the first kiss of awakening, they realize, they say, all my life up until this point was valueless compared to that single moment of seeing. And I'm speaking about unbroken seeing now.
Okay.
Timeless, you see. Do you know what you have to do now?
I have to just try to keep being aware that or just being aware of the feeling that it's not me. Wait a
Well,
minute.
yeah, that's fine. That's okay. You mean whatever you're perceiving, no, whatever comes up, whatever comes. You could be in your room. You can spend 10 years by yourself, and you cannot stop experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it will come in the form of thoughts and feelings, sensations. They're coming, and they're being perceived. You see. Now, someone acts on those perceptions. You see, like identify. No. Another looks, but is not involved. They quietly look, but with a increasing feeling of being detached. More and more they're becoming detached. Why you can become detached? Because they put the attention on that which sees. They try to grasp what is, but that which sees, what is this like itself? Is it only there when there's an object to perceive, or is it there whether there's an object to perceive or not? And these questions begin to cook inside you also, meaning that without being taught, they begin to come from inside.
Okay.
You see? It is like strangers, the world appears outside, but the Lord arises from inside. It's like it becomes awake from inside. It's like this.
Should I remind myself that this is just a phenomenon and that it's not important? The most important is that I identify with the self. Like
The self being what for you?
the self is, for me, and is when I follow the invitation. I think I'm so nervous, like I'm having a hard time explaining myself. But I do feel, when I do the invitation, I feel like I'm back here.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I'm just like you said once, two eyeballs in space.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I feel like that.
Yes.
And most of the time, it's very comfortable.
Yes.
Until I start becoming attached to the TV or something. I don't, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now what I'm saying is, I'm not saying don't watch TV. I'm saying that even when the TV is being watched, something is watching TV also. Sounds freaky, but it's not like freaky, okay? You know, you become accustomed that all functions that are happening in you, they're just taking place in consciousness. It's the most natural thing. But because you're not used to it, it feels like, woo, this is strange. It is not woo, strange. It's very pleasant. It's like something is watching, something is cutting your vegetables, cooking something, but you never move outside. You cannot, you know, at a certain point, sometimes people say, I lost myself, or I fell away from this. At a certain point in your maturity, you will not be able to even say that. It will be such a ridiculous thing. You cannot separate from yourself. You see? The thing is that when you believe you're a person, yes, you will something keeps changing anyway. Thankfully, it keeps changing. You see? So something inside knows it's not true. Any position you take up personally is not true. You will go beyond that.
Okay.
In the true place, it is consistently true.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, my love. We have had enough for now, or how are you feeling?
Namaste, Mooji.
Namaste.
I was here last September. I was having a really hard time because 15 days before I had lost my pregnancy, and it was the fifth. I have lost 5 pregnancy before. I could talk to you. I come to introduce this baby because only 15 days later I knew I was pregnant. You told me, you asked me something that makes me realize I had always have the answer. You asked me if some being comes here and asks you, what is your highest wish in life? What would you say? And for my surprise, my answer, my spontaneous answer was, I just want to feel the peace I am. I just want to feel this peace I know I am. And for me, that was so important. So this time she's coming to stay because it's a girl. I really want. It's only 2 weeks until she is born. I have had really present your words. You told me to let life take care of life. So this time, when fears have come, because fears have come, I sometimes I felt like it was going to happen again. But I have had present this sentence: "Let life take care of life." So I just want to say thank you from my heart.
Very good.
And somehow you will be a beloved grandfather of each. So thank you. I love you.
Love you too. Thank you. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I hope that each person here, if you felt so inclined, that what I've shared today, with you, you will take it in, make use of it. Just by paying attention, all that you see, they come and go, everything is coming and going. Of course, by habit, some things that come get more attention, and they seem to shine more brightly because we have a kind of relationship with certain kind of thoughts. First relationship with the I thought, the thought I, which is there before it is a thought, but it's a thought that comes as I, and it becomes a sort of person, something person. And there's an awareness of this person, and the person's life, the person's dreams, all of this. If you can begin to look and see, wait, all of these things, they come and they go. We are not cursing them, don't be cynical about anything, but just keep looking. But now, something different. Look towards that which looks. What is that which perceives? If you take your attention away from the objects of perception, all this, and just place it on the perceiving power itself, in the place of the awareness there. What is here? What really is here? And are you standing apart from this or one with this? And if at first it feels not clear for you, just keep staying with it. And it will become more clear. As it becomes clear for you that you are right in the place of the perceiver, something is perceiving, and that even the sense of yourself as a person, that itself is an object. It is a fact of functioning. Even that is perceivable. So therefore you cannot be absolutely that. You must be at the place of the perceiving. You see. Then what is really at the place of perceiving? Is that itself tangible? Is it that there's something perceiving, or is there just the functioning of perceiving? You can pay a bit of attention to this and experience your discovery. Don't just think it, but experience your finding. And you'll see something very, very wonderful. Something that perhaps all your life you've been missing. You probably come to see, wait a second. Wow. Maybe this will be the beginning for many people of feeling your own formlessness. Form, you know. And everything that is in form is in the play of time. Everything that is in form is in the play and the movement of time. This is a time body. But the timeless is using it at the moment. One day this body also will be gone. Okay? It is a mortal body, but the immortal is inside it. When you know this, not as merely a belief, but as your experience, then you are cured, meaning cured of delusions. So not merely belief, from inside your own being, that conviction will come. Just keep quiet. Don't merely be waiting, but stay in the place of just awareness itself. Watch from awareness as awareness itself. Don't speak about it too quickly. Let it develop within you, your understanding. Something is helping you. I'm going to call it grace. It's helping you to become much more mature. It's helping you. Don't rely on your mind. Okay? You are going to make a most beautiful discovery. And it is not selfish, actually. Because the more that you are discovering, the more spiritual oxygen you radiate in this world. There is something here which is not waiting. It's not impatient. It cannot even be said to be patient. It just is. And the invitation that you have been listening to, most of you, is confirming this over and over again. This is why here in Sahaja we play the invitation so often, to get the mind somehow, the usual way of using the mind, just to somehow merge a bit more in the inner silence of your being. There are many new faces today. Are you aware of the invitation? Gotcha. Very good. Thank you. So music is coming today? At the end of Satsang, we're coming now to the end of Satsang, and we're going to have a little bit of music. Everyone is invited to stay and have some chai. I think some is being prepared for you. And we will take a small break for that. And those of you who have to leave, and then have a peaceful journey. If you feel to contemplate the things you've heard today, some help will come to you automatically for that. I will come back shortly. It's the time I use to read some of the letters that come during the week. I get a chance to read them. Those of you who would like to come and sit at that second part of satsang, it's only for like 45 minutes or so. You're welcome to join us. Otherwise, see you next time. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Love you too. That's